Hey, what's up? It's Chris Martin, and I'm about to teach you 3 different ways to make money in real estate. You ready? Let's go.
That don't kill me, can only make me stronger.
All right, guys, I wanted to start this off by saying that there's really no easy road to real estate. If you're looking for that one trick that's going to get you paid and make you hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions in real estate, it's not going to happen. Unless your mommy or daddy is going to hand you a business that they built, it's not going to happen. It's going to take some grinding, it's going to take some effort, and it's going to take some consistency no matter what lead generation method that you choose. So if you're listening to someone out there that's telling you, don't do this, don't do that, here's the magic pill on it, it's not out there, at least not that I know. Everyone would be doing it, right? My first year sucked in real estate. It is what it is. It took me, over a year to kind of start to develop some traction and actually make this into a career. And I did that for over a decade, and I was able to have a successful real estate career. All right, so there's no magic. There's no secret way of doing this. This is mostly hard work, effort, and here's the magic word: consistency. All right, so you ready? All right, guys, the first way of making money in real estate is working your sphere. If you're working your sphere of influence, your SOI, this is something that you can make a lot of money in, and there's not one of these categories that's going to be better than the other. It's more about which one fits your personality better. So when you're listening to these, start to think about who you are, your natural abilities, and see which one you can plug into these categories. So working your sphere, it's your database, and this is not just the people that you know. It can be the people that you know, your family, friends, and neighbors, but it can also be the people that know you, that second layer of people, those fake social media friends that everyone has. It's like those people, right? You can start to market to those people and build relationships with those people and ultimately get business from them. So for me, coming into the business, I didn't have a sphere. I didn't even have that. So when people were like, hey, you need to work your sphere, you need to get business from people you know, I was like, I don't want to get business from people I know. People I know, they're broken. I don't want to work with them anyway. So I felt I had to find a different category. But a lot of people have great connections. You have a good book of business. Maybe you worked another job and you have a good database of people, or you're just a popular person. Then you may want to work that database because there's definitely some business to be made there. And it's not just about the people in that sphere looking to buy or sell, it's the people that they know. A lot of people give you referrals and multiple referrals, so this is definitely a good tactic. This is all about touching someone. It's all about touching people and not physically touching. Don't get arrested on me. We're working real estate here, right? This is marketing touching someone. So you want to be able to market to these people multiple times a year through different channels and platforms. So one way, of course, is social media. That's a great way to market to people. You want to be able to have a lot of people that you're marketing to, but not just by your post, but by direct messaging people multiple times a year, commenting on their posts, engaging with them. Also text messaging people outside of social media. We know pretty much everything about everyone. You can reach out to them by text and say, hey, I saw that you went to such and such as a vacation. I'm going there. Any suggestions on that? So real estate, it's a salesy type of industry, but it's not when it comes down to working your sphere. When you're working your sphere, it's less about selling and it's more about relationships. It's really about those relationships and harnessing those relationships, right? And developing them. So you're reaching out to people through social media, you're reaching out to people through text messaging, and you're reaching out to people through emails. You could do some automated emails where you're sending people automated emails on a monthly basis through a MailChimp or a Constant Contact or some Home Actions or some other source of automated emails, to where that's an automatic 12 touches. You want to touch people at least 36 times a year. If you're doing automated emails once a month, that's 12. You're getting rid of a third of the touches there, and then the DMs, the text messages, the phone calls. All these are going to be metrics that you want everyone to fall under. So everyone that's in your database, you want to hit daily and weekly metrics for yourself. So you want to break those down to where every day you have a goal of how many people you need to call, have a goal of how many people you need to text message, how many people you need to write handwritten notes to, how many people you need to DM. All that stuff is a daily task, and those are your KPIs. So you want to have those to where you know that you're aiming for something. Because if you don't have a target, then yeah, you can sell some real estate here and there, but you're not going to really be able to hit goals, because this has all been figured out for you already. If you want to sell X amount of houses, then you need to make X amount of calls. You need to have X amount of people in your database. You need to do this, and to those people in your database. So the good thing with working your sphere is it really, you can focus on things that you specialize in or things that you're good at. So everyone has different traits, and you might be a conversational type of person. You may not be. And maybe you're a good writer. And if you're a good writer, maybe you're writing a blog that you're sending out to these people. And that's like your one thing that you're really taking the time, effort, and energy of focusing in on. And you're not going to send out the automated emails. You're going to take your time and focus on this blog and really get as many people in your database as possible so they can be a part of that blog that you're writing on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. And I'm just using that as an example, but maybe you're an in-person type of person and you're face-to-face person. Maybe you have 2 events that you really focus on every single year and you're just pushing people to these events. Maybe it's a friends and family day or a picnic in the park or whatever it is that you're pushing family and friends to, and clients and all the, and that's your exposure to people. Maybe you're driving your clients or the people you know to a fundraiser or a charity. Whatever it is, you can do what you want to do within your sphere. As long as you're doing multiple things, hitting people from different angles, business will come from it. So I encourage you guys to work your sphere if you feel that this is a good category for you. Way number 2 to make money in real estate is working online leads, mainly buyer leads. So there's all types of different ways that you can generate leads online. You can pay for them. There's a bunch of different services that offer leads for you, for your money, and they'll give you leads. And sometimes they can be expensive. You can generate your own leads. You can build out lead capturing tools or create landing pages and all these sorts of things. Even social media, you'll be able to create a bunch of lead capturing ways that can generate leads for you. These are a numbers game too. So these people are going to be a little bit more cold, right? These people, they don't know you, they don't trust you, they don't know anything about you, but you're basically contacting them. You're reaching out to them because they clicked some sort of button. Maybe they wanted to find out more about a particular property. Maybe they wanted to find out what their home is worth. Whatever it is, whether you're working the buyer or seller side, these people clicked something. So you're reaching out to them to provide them some sort of value and hopefully, ultimately, use you as a real estate agent to help them through the buying process. So it's up to you to contact these people and convince them that you are an agent worth meeting and working with, all right, for representation. That's pretty much the name of the game on the online leads. So one thing you want to do when you're talking to online leads is make sure that when you're talking to them that it's efficient. And with that, you have to really be polished at your delivery and the things that you're saying. So you want to learn good scripts. There's something out there called LP Mama, not Yo Mama, LP Mama. It's an acronym for some talking points that can carry you through that conversation when you do capture an online lead. To talk about location for L, P, price, M, motivation, A, agent, M, mortgage, and A, appointment. So it kind of carries you through the conversation on the appropriate conversation to have with that person that you've captured and you're having a conversation to hopefully convert to an appointment. The number 3 way to make money in real estate is cold calling, door knocking, completely cold, talking to people you don't know. This is the less common approach. Actually, it's the way that I grew my business. It's not the easiest. In fact, it's probably the most difficult out of the 3 that I'm mentioning today. But again, coming into the business, I didn't have a sphere. I didn't have a database to work. And this is why I chose this sort of method, because it was a way that I could quickly add people and build my own database and ultimately work that. Plus, I found out that some of the most successful agents in this business, when I joined, were doing exactly this. So I just kind of followed some of the leaders and did what they did. So what do you do with cold calling and all this stuff? It's basically, it's reaching out to people in a bunch of different ways. You have expired listings where someone listed their property with another agent, it didn't sell, and you can contact that person once it expires or cancels and see if they're open to a new approach. So there's all types of scripting and strategies that you can use with that. You have to be polished on the phone. When you're talking to someone on the phone, you have to know what to say. You don't have a lot of time to really make that connection with someone. So I encourage you guys to look up some scripts and make sure that you are practicing those before you are making those calls. Also for sale by owners, calling people that are selling their house or trying to sell their house on their own and convincing them that there's a better way of doing it. They can actually, most times, net more money even after they pay commission. As crazy as that sounds, they're actually net more money after paying commission and still sell their property and not have to deal with all the work. So there's ways of really showing them and educating people that are selling their home to know that they can get more exposure. They can get some added value and get more money for their property even after paying commission. So if they're open to that approach, meeting with them and getting them to sign up with you so you can market and sell their property. So you have a sale by owners, you have expireds, and then you have like really true cold calling. Circle prospecting is what I call it. It's basically just drawing a circle, a geographical circle around a map and getting those numbers and information and there's different services that provide them and calling those people and just it's the inventory approach because there's been a lack of inventory for pretty much ever now. So it's the conversation of, hey, I'm randomly calling and since the market's so tight with inventory, I wanted to see if you knew anyone in the neighborhood that was thinking about selling and having that conversation with people and letting them know you're an agent and then kind of coming back to them, what about you? What are your real estate plans? And making a massive amount of those type of phone calls to get those people that are thinking about selling. And if not, at least the ones that have good conversations, that you have good conversations with and asking if it's okay to keep in touch with them and taking those people and plugging them into your database so you can continue to market to them and touch them throughout the year to ultimately get their business. So those are the 3 different ways to make money in real estate. Of course, all of them have different subcategories. So if you have one of those categories that you're like, that's me, my personality is best suited for this type of category, then it's all about diving into that category, taking a deep dive and learning all you can about that category. So I'm going to be posting more training on this channel as far as more specifics because I can go into hours of training in each of those categories and that's what you want to do. You want to be able to be an expert in one of those categories because I can tell you the top agents that are working in this business, they're not doing everything. They're really, really good at one thing. They may be doing another thing or two, but I can tell you for sure they're really good at one thing. So you have to find out what that one thing is that you're going to be good at and focus in on it and go hard on it, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.